Hi, this is Dennis Gawlik. Today we're going to be talking about MSE 540, and that is sustainability for engineers. I'm excited to be working with you in this cohort. We have three more classes. This is the third to last class, and we'll be looking at providing sustainability from an engineering standpoint. We'll be looking at the basics to give you that foundation from sustainability and corporate social responsibility. We'll look at providing for a lively dialogue within class. It's key from learning for each other. We'll learn new concepts and we'll apply them to current events and to the work where we currently work, and then apply it for the future. My teaching philosophy is a very student-led approach. Lots of student involvement, lots of dialogue. There'll be 20 of us. We can learn from each other, and that's an exciting thing. I've worked in sustainability for over 25 years for companies such as Amazon.com, Starbucks, Alaska Airlines, T-Mobile. Currently, I'm working in the insurance industry, and I coach to executives in the C-suite. With this course, we're going to be building on what we've had in previous courses, particularly from Dr. Bell's course on quality. How does quality fit in from an engineering perspective for sustainability? The course is built on individual contribution. Every week you'll be having a one-page paper about some of the thoughts on a particular subject. We'll be doing cases in this course. We'll have an exercise called Sustainable Minds, more on that in a second. And then we'll have a major project where we'll evaluate the corporate social responsibility report of a major organization. The Sustainable Minds exercise is really a lot of fun. You'll be choosing a product, either a guitar, a printer, or a bicycle, and you'll be then going through an exercise looking at the materials and the construction, how you can reduce the amount of CO2 in the construction of this. How do you reduce the amount of material that goes to the landfill? And then how do you reduce the ill effects and health benefits to people working and use the products? It's a lot of fun, and you'll learn a lot from just these very basic products. From a sustainability perspective, we'll get an idea of where we are now, what opportunities there are in the near future. Specifically, and you'll hear the term, we're focusing on the year 2030, and then the longer term, 2050. 2050 is the big year for when the society needs to get to net zero. We'll talk more about that. We'll be approaching the whole course with open minds. There's no right or wrong way. We'll be looking at concepts and sharing them. We'll look at current events and see how we can look at it from an engineering perspective. We'll have group discussions. Every week, you and your group will be learning from each other, applying from your jobs and from real world events, building on the subjects. And then at the end, every week and at the end, we'll have a reflection. It's very critical that we have a reflection process, and we'll build upon that from what you've had previously in Dr. Bellows' course. We'll have reflection every week, and we'll continue that in the supply chain course. We'll be looking at how do we prevent the economic and social unraveling that might happen if we don't forestall the current events from a sustainability perspective. We'll be looking at how we can work at a positive transition with AI and other engineering means, and how we can provide a transformative opportunities in the future. We will be using a new book this quarter. It's by Bill Gates. It's How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. In this, Bill is going to be looking at how do we plug in? What are different ways to plug in? How do we make things? How do we get around? How do we keep cool, keep warm? How do we adapt to a warmer environment as a society? And how do we get to net zero or even below that? That's a big part of the course. We'll also be using Engineering for Sustainability, the second book. That applies an engineering aspect to these broader social subjects. We'll look at the foundation through the 8 weeks. We'll build 8 weeks on what we've learned through cases, readings, and the book. And then at the end, we'll have this final project where we're evaluating a real life company. And then how do we look at it through our lens? We're going to bring sustainable concepts and a higher tech into what are the possibilities for the future. It's going to be a lot of fun. And remember from Dr. Bellis' course, Dr. Deming says, we want to learn. We're going to learn a lot about sustainability and how it applies to engineering. We want to have fun. And most importantly, we want to take this and make a difference. I'm looking forward to working with you. This is going to be a really fun course, and we're going to learn a lot together. Thank you.